Hi, my name is Hamish Anderson, and for my project, I'll be creating a tourist website for the coastal community of Sandy Point. Sandy Point is a small town situated in East Gippsland, around 2 hours' drive out of Melbourne. It has 100 or so permanent residents, but during holiday periods, it becomes a lot busier. For the sister site, I'll be making a page focused on koala conservation of the area. The site will be accessed by people who primarily live in Victoria, as Sandy Point is a tourist destination that is in Victoria. The target audience will be people aged between 20 to 60, with no specific gender being prioritised more than another. The target audience isn't necessarily technological proficient, but a basic understanding of navigating a website is expected. To gain a better understanding of user needs, I conducted 3 interviews. Through the series of questions that I put forward, I gathered many different things about how they interact and use tourist websites. Their priorities for the information on the site are accommodation, things to do, local restaurants, as well as the best and worst times to visit. They tend to be swayed by aesthetics, but at the same time want the correct information to be easily accessible. The user persona that I have created is a 30-year-old man who owns a small business, enjoys simple things in life, and enjoys getting away from Melbourne as well as other popular tourist destinations. Through the site, he wants to learn more about the residents of Sandy Point and the opportunities that arise through the local area. It is important for him to know the busiest times of year, as he prefers a more relaxed nature to a town. In the past, he has had frustrations with accessing information surrounding accommodation on tourist websites. To attain a better knowledge of the visual tropes of the tourist websites, I gathered visual research. Through this, I have concluded that the best looking tourist websites use an image at the top of the homepage, have their navigation at the top of the page, contain the region's logo, have an easy navigation, readable fonts, and imagery that might persuade a viewer to visit the region. The downsides of these websites are that some of the necessary information is located on drop-down menus and thus is hard to locate. These tourist websites tend to use the principles consistency, colour, hierarchy and symmetry from the universal principles of design. To research other tourist websites, I used the novel aesthetic graph to determine the effectiveness of each. From this research, I have gathered that the more visually pleasing websites are the ones that are more unique. I have yet not come across a website that is extremely unique in the tourism industry, as they all follow the same principle of having the navigation at the top and a relatively simple layout. The circle is where I think the website for Sandy Point should lay. I think that the familiarity is a priority in allowing the audience to navigate to the information that they are seeking, which is why shying away from being extremely unique is important. I also think that in order to attract visitors to the area, having an aesthetically pleasing website is critical, which has been proven through the interviews that I've conducted. The competitor audit list is also used to see what common tropes tourist websites display. A lot of the features I have mentioned before, including a logo, banner image and a things to do section. This also allows me to decide on what information is most necessary through the analysis of competitors' website and the information that they choose to display. Through this research, it is clear that the site goals of Sandy Point should be to inform potential visitors of Sandy Point about events, services and general information that is offered in the region. The site should also aim to be easily accessible, as well as provide scenic photographs to persuade the user to come and visit the area. To achieve this goal, the user needs to be aware of the presence of Sandy Point and have an interest in visiting a rural coastal town.